Well, this time on A.D.Garage, I'm back down at Sean's. We got this alignment kit. We're gonna make the final steps here to try to get this ready for the duct tape drags. I'm stoked to hear this thing run, get it back in, and make a couple passes down the track this year. Stick around. I think they might sell just a seal. I'll have to double check.
All right, where's your impact?
Well, apparently I've screwed up already, so I put the seal in before I knew the alignment, or before I knew I needed the alignment tools. So I had to pop it back out to use gear set alignment tool, and no one in town, awesome time for a plane, no one in town from the 2 auto parts stores I called already so far anyway carries just the seal. Looks like it's special order. I'm gonna go try one other auto parts store and see what happens. Worst case scenario, I keep going with everything else, come back with that seal. But yeah, shooting myself in the foot without even knowing it. Good times. Good old nap out of the rescue when no one else had it. Let me go make sure they have the right thing. Everyone seems to scratch their head when I say just the gasket set for this. I'm gonna go run up there and hopefully they got the right one. I totally feel like Paul Abdul in that cartoon cat. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, right? That was a $60 mistake, and it included the pickup O-ring, which the other kit did not. So we're back in, all the Velcro stuff's going in, and we're gonna start over because, you know, doing it twice is fun, right? Yeah. Alright, got the front one on lined up. Gonna use the oil pan to be a guide for the rear seal. Basically, gotta sit here, pull the block back off the engine stand, hanging on the engine hoist, put the rear main on, tighten that down, put it back on the engine stand, rotate over, reinstall oil pan, and torque down. Small blocks are a little easier than this. way, we're gonna put some RTV down the corners here. You can't see shit. There we go. No, still nothing. Let's see. Hey, so what we're gonna do, every one of the corners where a seam is, little dab RTV, little dab RTV. Oh, shit. You guessed it. Well, there it is. Little dab RTV, even though, yep, that's horrible trying to hold the camera and use it at the same time. Yeah, see if I can make it so you can see while I'm not blinding myself. Let's get this oil pan on. Yeah, it's a motor for a car that just gets sent down the track. This ain't gonna be a daily driver. Yeah. Time to toss the heads on this thing again, get it look like a motor. There we go. Those would be push rod holes. Alright, I'm going to go back to time lapse, kick the swamp cooler back on. It is still hot down here in Phoenix and that light is way too bright. I don't think I've ever looked so white. Holy cow. Alright, that's going to be fun looking in the dark now. Yeah, prime example of hindsight's always a bitch. Way easier to torque the short studs if you're using studs without the head in the way. Let's get back to it. Alright, time to torque the heads down. You want to do this in sequence and not have your torque wrench break away, which is getting a little low. 25 foot-pounds the first pass. That's number 1, 2. There's them missing teeth. She's got summer teeth, some are here, some are there, some are missing. Okay, I'm going to pop this other head on, get this thing all taken care of. We got the one torqued down. I figure no sense in filming doing the second one. Making progress. I guess that's what matters. Y'all know how you eat an elephant. It's a bite at a time. Let's get her done. All right, it's the following day. I got the heads on, push rods in, rocker arms on, all that torque down. It is now time to prime the motor. I had to go and spend about $20 on fittings. Shout out to Fodrills out here in Peoria. They were able to make it happen so I could do it today without having to order more stuff on Amazon, since this transmission priming kit didn't have the exact fittings I needed. So I'm going to go inside, assemble this, come back out, try to get this oil system primed up. Alright, first time attempting this. Got everything hooked up. I've never primed an LS motor like this before, but hey, we're going to give it the old college try. sign, starting to see oil. I'm going to keep pumping away over here, but yeah, there's better ways to do this. I'm just doing it the cheap way, and my arm is tired. I'd say that's a win. Pushing the last bit of the oil in right now. Yeah, it was definitely spitting, sputtering a little bit as it did that. A couple of the lifters took a couple seconds to prime up more than the others. Well, I should say a couple seconds, a couple minutes more to prime up versus the others. I was rotating the motor around, but just making sure that I saw oil going to everything, and we got oil going to everything, so should be good to go. Let me put this flex plate on, and I'm going to try to compression test it on the stand next with the starter. Let's get it. All right. Compression test these cylinders. I already cheated and checked number 2 there. We just got the motor hooked up to a jump pack and a battery. I'm showing 195. I'm going to do this to rest, make sure all the numbers match up. I should be good to go. Get this motor back in the car at that point. Alright, started rocking out the compression test, and battery was just a little too low to do it like that. I don't think it was too accurate doing it on jumper cables either. Just turning over weak, but it did turn over pretty good with a good connection there and a jumper pack. So I'm just going to stab the motor in here real quick, and we'll do that test once it's in the car. Everything should be good to go though. Alright, I got the motor in, she's stabbed. I got 2 bolts in the transmission to at least hold it for now. This is where I'm calling it quits for this weekend. So I'm beat. I still got a 2-hour drive ahead of me, and I gotta hit my shop for work. So yeah, day job stuff. Awesome. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, stay rad. See you later. See you at the duct tape drags. Why don't you throw a comment down there? Tell me what you do for a job to support your hobbies. Tell me what your hobbies are. Give me a little feedback. I want to know what my viewers do as well. You guys have a good day.